Baruch Hashem Noaitz. Today I want to speak about a phenomena called axial precision. Now, axial precision was introduced as uh, possible, or obviously today accepted, theory or explanation of why we observe the movement of the stars. Now, the movement of uh, the stars move in the sky from our perspective from west to east about 1 degree in 72 years. So it seems like the entire sphere is moving or rotating, the entire sphere of the stars. Now, this was actually accepted uh, for many years as part of the Ptolemaic model of the universe, and uh, also this is also confirmed um, by the Torah. This is part of the, especially when a person goes and see how Rambam explains it. Um, it's evident that uh, part of the Torah's model of the universe, also states that obviously the Earth is at the center of the universe, and the stars are moving or orbit or rotating in their sphere, meaning that the sphere of the stars rotates. And in the modern period, or the period which started with the new rejection of geocentrism, uh, led people to find other solutions or explanations for why is the stars moving. Now, I'm going to play this video so we can have more or less a grasp of uh, what it means when we state this. So this video will show us that Earth is rotating, and while it's rotating, its other axes are also rotating, so which in reality would rotate a bit slower, and this would therefore, from our perspective, will obviously then make it seem like the stars are rotating. Just given a visual about what this more or less look like. However, there are some problems with this theory, and I'm going to explain it now. And that is, if the Earth, if that was truly the case now, and the Earth is rotating slowly around another axis, which is aligned with the solar system, then the effect will be different than what we see. And I'm going to explain this phenomenon now. When we look at the night sky daily, or the daily sky, then it is accepted today that the Earth is rotating. And that creates the optical illusion that the heavens, it seems like the heavens are rotating. This is called relative movement. Okay, so you don't really know what is rotating, but it's accepted today that the Earth is rotating, or the Earth's sphere, because the clouds are also, the atmosphere is rotating with the Earth. In Judaism, that's called the lower sphere. Because actually, if if we say the Earth's rotating, is actually referring to the entire lower sphere. However, the vision we would have if the Earth is indeed making this rotation very slowly would be that everything in the sky along that axis must be moving then slowly, according to our perception, because it would seem like everything is moving, not just the stars. So this means that over a long period of time, let's say after 300, 400, 500 years, it would be evident that the stars, and let's say for example the sun, or any other planetary object, or any other planet, must still be aligned. Meaning, it must not seem to us as if the stars are moving away from the sun and the planets over a long period of time. Because this is what would actually, the result would be if the Earth indeed were making this very slow rotation alongside another axis. And this can be proven by simply saying, let's imagine everything in the sky did not move. Let's say the sun did not move in the sky, nothing. And let's rotate the Earth. What would we see? We would see everything is moving according to the rotation of Earth. And it would obviously seem like, so it would seem like everything is going from east to west. And everything would seem exactly the same place. Let's just say afternoon. Let's say 12 o'clock. Every day on 12 o'clock, or let's just say the sun, for example, would remain in place. And let's just say in the evenings, the stars at midnight would remain exactly the same place. The planets would remain exactly the same place. No planet or star would seem to go for or seem to run away from the planets or the sun. And this is because the Earth is rotating, and therefore it would seem to us like everything is rotating above us. Okay. If this was therefore the case, and the movement or rotation of the stars over a long period of time, then everything would be aligned. So it would not seem like the stars are moving away from the planets and the sun. So I'm going to demonstrate it now on the Planetarium app. This is about 72 years later, the year 2098. So let's go back again to the year 2026. So we can see more or less the difference. But let's fast forward much longer, because of the 72 years, it's only 1 degree. So as we can see, over a very long period of time, this star which I seated on, 44 Piscium, moves away from the Sun, as well as the rest of the stars. The stars in the background are all stationary now. And the Sun are going backwards. But in reality, it's actually the stars that's going forward. Now, I forwarded until the year 2746. Now, this is about 10 degrees. The stars would travel about 10 degrees. In 10 degrees, we travel 720 years. 10 degrees in 720 years. Now, we can see clearly the difference after 720 years. Now, let's go back to 2026. And we are back to 2026. So the answer to this question is, what causes the stars to rotate 1 degree in 72 years cannot be explained by the Earth. Meaning it cannot, Earth's rotation alongside another axis slowly in the opposite direction, which they call to the axial precession, cannot be used as an explanation for the movement of the stars in the sky 1 degree in 72 years. Because as I stated earlier, if that was the case, then the Sun, and let's just say in this example the Sun, would have stayed exactly the same place with the other stars. It would not have make relative movements to each other. It would move, but the Sun would have moved with it. For example, if we fast forward, because the movement we would see is because of the rotation of Earth, everything in the sky must move. But we do not see this. So since we are seeing now, because I didn't center on it now, the stars are moving away. If this was caused by Earth's rotation, the Sun would have been where 44 Piscium is right now. And therefore, this theory cannot exist. It's not true. There are other ways of interpreting this, and ancient sages of astronomy, including the sages of Israel and also the Torah, had the only solution that is plausible, and this is what they see from their perspective, and that is that the stars in their sphere has to rotate 1 degree in 72 years. And I'll conclude this teaching, and with this I debunk the axial precession theory, meaning proving it wrong, by simply using observational astronomy, and I therefore conclude this teaching. Chazak, chazak, wa nitchazek.